This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And welcome back. Now that the heating season is winding down and cooling season is right around the corner, now is the perfect time to check your HVAC system and make sure it's properly running. Now, to learn more about it, we have Tim Peters with Peters Heating and Cooling here this morning to kind of break it down for us and walk us through the process. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So, a couple days we've had some warmer temperatures. I think a lot of people were trying to maybe not turn on their AC, but it's bound to happen. So why is now the perfect time to make sure that everything is properly working?
Well, we probably don't realize it, but even though we may not have been running our furnace for a while, but the air conditioner uses the same fan motor, the same ductwork, and so you really should have it checked out. Make sure that you keep your filters clean. That's one thing I always say when I'm on here is the filters, because we use those year round. And along with those, we use the motor year round. So the motor should be oiled and checked.
Okay. Now with, you just mentioned filters, how often or how frequently should we be changing those out? Does it depend on how often we use our system, or is there, every 6 months, every couple hours type thing, kind of like a car filter?
Every home's a little different.
Okay.
So I like to say for consistency reasons, just check it at the top of each month. You don't have to change it necessarily, but when you're doing your bills, put a reminder in your calendar, check the filter. You may not have to change it or clean it, but that's a good time. You may go 3 months, you may go 6, but at least check it once a month and make sure that you're not picking up any dirt or causing the system to not run efficiently.
Okay, so we just talked about the filters. We talked about the fan motor to make sure that it's all oiled up and everything. What are some other things that we need to double check to make sure it's working? Well,
those are the things that you can do, but there are other things that perhaps you should call a service professional about. We want to check and make sure that the refrigerant levels are where they need to be. You may have a leak. Those are things that occur in an HVAC system. You may have some control wiring issues. A lot of times we have critters that get into the outdoor units over the winter and they nest in there and they chew wires. We want to check on things like that. So while the professional's there, he'll check your levels, he'll oil the motors, clean the outdoor coil. That is something you can do with a hose. A lot of people aren't comfortable doing that around the electronics. So have a professional come out and clean, basically clean the unit, because just like any other piece of equipment, a clean piece of equipment runs better.
Okay, and of course, if it's, you're keeping up with it and having it nice, like you said, nice and clean. So let's say, we decide to turn on our AC and it's not blowing cold air. What is our next step?
Call immediately. If you're not sure that it's running properly, if it's making a noise, a lot of times we'll get that call, well, it's been doing it all week. You can actually cause more harm by waiting to see if it changes. It's probably not going to fix itself. So call immediately, and that's another reason why to have the preventative maintenance done at the beginning of the year. A lot of times we can head that off. We don't want to get that call where it's an emergency. We've got company coming, we have to have it right now. That's not comfortable for our customers, and we really would like to be there ahead of time so that you don't panic like that and go into that stress.
And of course, we can call you at Peters Heating and Air Conditioning. That is what you're here to do for, and I know that I've used your services many of times, and you've come to the rescue, especially on a hot summer day, so I do appreciate that. Any other tips that you want us to keep in mind to make sure that we have a nice, cool summer?
Right now, it's going to be all about the preventative maintenance. Clean it up, call a professional ahead of time. Don't wait until the last minute. If you're not comfortable changing your filters, by all means, there's a lot more that we'll do while we're there. We'd just be happy to come out and take care of you. Before it turns 90 degrees and you're panicked,
yes,
now would be the time to call.
Perfect. So what we'll do to make it easier for everyone watching right now is we'll post all this information on our website at ktvo.com. We'll link up information with Peters Heating and Air Conditioning website and their phone number and location. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns, you're more than welcome to call them and they can come out and help. Again, thank you so much, Tim, for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back.